Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Simply Stephy. Man, if you came back after listening to that first episode, bless your heart, I'm thankful. I guess it wasn't too cringy for you. I am here today, kind of going rogue, but I thought I would share a little bit about what would happen at my school with other adults. Like the school counselor, for instance. Remember how I said I always kind of pull the wool over people's eyes, keep people on the edge of their seats and keep them guessing and wondering? Well, here's another quick story. So, my mom was always stressed out trying to get me to school and where I needed to be. And I remember this one time she was just like, you know what, I don't know, maybe you need a counselor or something. Obviously, I did need a counselor. There were other reasons for that, not just not going to school, but we don't even need to get into that right now. Let's just put that back through the shredder. But anyways, I was like, no, I don't need a counselor, blah, blah, blah. And every single time that she did send me to a counselor, I would somehow convince them that I was completely fine, and they would just be like, oh, I don't know, and say, we can't really work with her because she's great, she's awesome, she's not got anything wrong with her. No, that's not true. They were probably more like, your daughter's not opening up to us, so there's really not much we can do unless she starts talking. I don't know that I sat there in silence by any means, because I really do remember doing everything I could to convince them that everything was just peachy in my life, and there was really no need for me to be seeing anybody to talk about anything. So that's what I remember. I don't remember being non-compliant and someone that they couldn't work with. I remember just really going out of my way to be like, oh no. But you got to remember, I was talking to adults like I was talking to my own peer group. And I don't mean child's play. I'm literally was carrying on conversations thinking my little self was some grown ass adult. And I really wasn't. And that must have been so funny to the adults that I was doing this to. But at the time I felt like, we're all on the same level, right? They see eye to eye with me. So I would just, approach adults and I would act like I was one of them. So that probably was comical to many. But anyways, to stay on topic and not have another squirrel moment, let's talk about the school counselor, because that was a funny time. And we're just wrapping up our school counselors week. So I think this is a good time to share my school counselor story. Okay, so my school counselor story basically is me telling my mom, oh, no, I really don't need to go see a counselor because I have been seeing our school counselor at my elementary school. So I've got it covered, Mom. And she's like, no, I don't believe you. What do you mean you're seeing the counselor? I haven't heard anything about this, blah, 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 yada, yada, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, this woman, she's not going to get off my back. She's trying to give me therapy because obviously I'm a character and I need a little help. But, I came up with another light bulb, another great idea. So to curve that whole me needing therapy, which now I regret because I probably really should have just went to therapy, but that's another topic. I decided I've got to find a way for Mom to really believe that I am working with the school counselor and my problems are under control. I don't need therapy. So what I did was every day I would draw a picture and write something down, usually something about my feelings or how do I feel today or how does it make me feel, because I was a clever little child. I studied adults, I studied behavior, I studied what people needed back from me so that they wouldn't flip out and that they would always be happy. I'm a people pleaser. I have better boundaries now, but I'm still a people pleaser. But I learned behavior. I really, really studied person's behavior and what I should do to get them to react a certain way. And hopefully that reaction would be in my favor. So every day at school, I would basically get some paper, sit down, draw, write some feelings down on it, whatever. Just something, because I needed to take home evidence in my mind, evidence so that my mom could see, oh, wow, she did work with the school counselor today. I know it's true because she brought home this paper that she did with them, right? Okay, so I literally would do this. I'm like, take it home. Here, Mom, here's the paper I did with my counselor. Can I go play now? Just try to keep it brief because, the more she would talk to me, she might find holes in my story and then I would get caught, right? So I really tried to just keep it brief and hand her the paper and just be like, Mom, I don't want to talk about it, basically, I already talked about it at length with my school counselor. Now, I hadn't at all. I don't think my school counselor and I had any interactions, to be honest with you, until dun, 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 the plot thickens. Guess what? Mom decided to be one of those proactive parents, check in and see how her daughter's doing. In my mind, I'm thinking like student counselor privileges, like why are you even up in my business, lady? But yes, while I was in elementary school, I guess she had the right to be in my business. So she called the school that I work at now. She called the school, probably said, oh, hey, Carol, it's Donna. And I just wanted to check in. Can you connect me with your school counselor? Oh, is everything okay, Donna? Oh, yeah, I just wanted to touch base. He's been working with Stephanie lately. And they're like, oh, that's awesome. Sure, let's connect you. We will send your call right over. So I'm still in class, just going about my normal shenanigans. And meanwhile, my mom is calling the school and getting connected with our school counselor. Not a good day for me, because not only did my mom get embarrassed and find out the school counselor didn't even know who I was, but first she was just like, oh, hey, I'm just calling to check in with about my daughter, Stephanie. I know she's been seeing you weekly and it seems to really be helping her and blah, blah, blah. She's just going on and on, thanking the counselor, just trying to be a good mom. Not realizing that I actually pulled the wool over her eyes and making her look stupid right now, basically. So the counselor is like, I'm sorry, who? But then he's trying to figure out what she's even talking about. They have their little awkward conversation. I wasn't there, so I can't really, tell you what was said. But I definitely did see the school counselor that day. Oh, that's my dog. That's Radar, guys. Every once in a while, you guys might hear him, and that's because he's old. And he randomly barks throughout everything in life. So anyways, I did get to see that school counselor that day. The school counselor called me down to his office. And I will always remember this. His name was Mr. Driscoll. If any of you know him, you can tell him to listen to my podcast. Maybe he'll remember this. Anyways, Mr. Driscoll called me down, let me know, hey, I spoke with your mom today and she just was wanting to check in. I'm a little confused though, because she said you've been meeting with me. Oh my gosh, I was like stuck. This was one of the first times I feel like I was speechless in my life because I was not expecting that. I thought my mom ran an in-home daycare and she is too busy to be worrying about me. Like, it's covered, Mom. Don't go like overboard trying to do extra things. Just know that everything's situated. I got it under control. No, that's not how it went. She definitely caught me this time. And there would be other times, but we'll get there. So she called him. He called me. I get called out of class. It's not necessarily a bad thing because I was always trying to get out of class. But it was, because it was awkward. It was embarrassing. And I feel like I just shut down. I was just like getting the talk about, it's not a good idea to be lying to adults and blah, blah, blah. I would love to sit down and talk to you, though. Are you interested in coming in and da-da-da? I could put you in a group, a peer group, blah, 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 all the things. And I'm just like, nope, I'm good. Oh, no, I think I worked through it. Everything's great. Nope. Okay, thank you. Like, just so embarrassed, so awkward. It was a time. But the worst part about that was not even dealing with Mr. Driscoll. By the time I got home, my mom She just had that look. And she had the cutest little dimples, too. She would try so hard to be mad and just be glaring at me and trying to, put the hammer down. But I was a baby of the family. Let's face it. Like, you can't put the hammer down too hard because I'm the baby, okay? I'm the baby. Gotta love me. But she sure was embarrassed. And she made it clear to me that was embarrassing. And I felt bad for her a little bit. Like, I probably didn't notice it as much at that time. But now looking back, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Mom. Just making you look like you just don't have any handle on your kid, which she kind of didn't because I was a trickster. But anyways, I love my mom. And Mr. Driscoll, if you're out there, feel free to chime in if you remember this story, because I don't really remember the full details about how our conversation went, but I know that I was caught. I got caught. So yeah, that's me and our school counselor. Good times.